Right. Let's jump into a really interesting topic today.
Okay.
Ihomaki in Japan. Our listeners sent in a ton of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, they sent over articles. They've got expert opinions, some real historical deep dives here.
Cool.
Yeah, and clearly they're super fascinated by these whole uncut sushi rolls, right?
I can see that.
Yeah, and going through this stuff, there's this debate about whether it's a real deep-rooted tradition
Right.
or a super clever modern marketing thing.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head there.
Okay.
It is fascinating how the sources really highlight that contrast,
Right.
this image of ihomaki as a time-honored custom
Yeah.
versus the reality that it may be something much more recent and really influenced by corporate strategy.
Okay, so for those of us who haven't encountered ihomaki before,
Yeah.
can you just paint a picture?
Sure.
What are we talking about here?
Okay, so imagine a thick sushi roll packed with all these colorful ingredients meant to be eaten whole. While you're facing a specific lucky direction
Okay.
on Setsubun, which is the day before spring starts in Japan.
Okay.
That's kind of Ihomen in a nutshell.
Right.
But what's so interesting is even the name Ihomaki.
Yeah.
That didn't become widely used until the late 20th century.
Oh, wow.
And then the custom of eating it uncut on Setsubun facing this lucky direction, which is known as Iho, by the way. It seems like it's pretty modern.
So this whole image of ancient tradition is maybe more marketing magic than historical fact.
It might be, yeah.
That's kind of surprising.
And the sources actually point to the nori industry, so the seaweed industry, as being a key player in getting this whole thing going.
Interesting.
Yeah, they saw a chance to boost their sales by connecting their product to a custom that promises good luck and fortune.
So smart.
Yeah, pretty clever, right?
Yeah, it is. I'm starting to see a pattern here.
Oh, yeah.
Like Valentine's Day, right?
Oh, yeah.
Huge chocolate giving thing.
Right.
Thanks to some pretty clever marketing.
Absolutely.
Or how a certain beverage company, maybe shaped our modern image of Santa Claus.
You got it.
So how did ihomaki go from a niche practice to a nationwide sensation?
Well, so the nori industry, they laid the groundwork.
Okay.
But then convenience stores and supermarkets really amplified it. In the 1990s, they made it super easy to find ihomaki.
Okay.
And they really created this sense of urgency, you gotta participate in this tradition or you're gonna miss out.
FOMO, fear of missing out.
Exactly.
Powerful motivator.
It is.
But, all this mass production, this whole marketing blitz, it brings up another important aspect of the ihomaki story. One that's a bit less celebratory and a lot more concerning.
Okay.
The whole food waste issue.
Right. It's a big problem, yeah. Just the huge amounts of ihomaki that get made to meet this demand, this manufactured demand. It's led to a ton of waste.
Wow.
The sources have some pretty shocking numbers in here.
Oh, really?
In 2025, they think over 340 million yen worth of unsold ihomaki got thrown out just by convenience stores in Japan.
That's a staggering number, yeah.
It is.
And it's not just a financial loss.
No, not at all. We're talking about valuable resources,
Right.
Rice, seaweed, eggs, fish.
Right.
All that stuff that goes into ihomaki is just wasted.
And all against this backdrop of rising food costs and shortages, right?
Yeah, and it makes it even worse.
The sources mentioned something called Reiwa's rice riots.
Oh, yeah.
Can you explain that a bit?
Sure.
That sounds pretty intense.
It was. Reiwa is the current imperial era in Japan.
Okay.
It started back in 2019, and Reiwa's rice riots.
Okay.
That refers to this time of a lot of anxiety.
Right.
Yeah, even some unrest in public.
Wow.
Over rice shortages. Wow, and the price is going way up.
Jeez.
So if you combine that with, prices going up for nori and for eggs, and the fact that fish stocks are already under pressure from overfishing and climate change.
Of course.
It's kind of a bleak picture,
Yeah.
And the irony, this custom that's supposed to bring good luck and prosperity, it ends up adding to a problem that actually threatens food security for everybody.
It's like a real paradox.
It is.
So knowing all of this, the made-up origins,
the
huge marketing push, the environmental impacts, why is it still so popular? What keeps people coming back for more?
Well, consumer behavior, it's It's tricky.
Yeah.
The sources say only like a third of Ihomaki buyers actually pre-order.
Oh, wow.
So that means a lot of the purchases are totally impulse-driven.
Interesting.
So it's that grab-and-go mentality that adds to the oversupply problem.
So it's that FOMO, right? Everyone's doing it. So I should too.
Exactly.
That kind of fuels this demand.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Easy to get caught up,
Sure.
Especially when there's delicious food involved.
Of course. Of course.
Plus, it's just convenient, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Busy people. You want a ready-made festive meal.
Exactly.
It's right there.
Super appealing.
Yeah.
And don't forget the social pressure.
Oh, yeah.
You know that feeling like you gotta do it.
Yeah.
Even if it's pretty new.
Yeah.
Just to fit in.
Yeah.
Belong.
Right.
It's powerful.
It's fascinating how marketing just taps into all of that,
Yeah.
our needs and desires.
Uh-huh.
But it raises some questions about the future of Ihomaki, right?
Definitely.
Can it adapt? Can it evolve to deal with the waste issue?
Right.
Or are we just destined to see these mountains of thrown-out sushi every setsubun?
That's the question, right?
Yeah.
Well, the sources actually offer some possible solutions. There's a growing movement towards pre-order campaigns. So encouraging people to plan ahead.
Okay.
Buy in advance. So businesses know how much to make.
Right.
And can manage their supply better.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. And we're seeing these limited edition Ihomaki now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they create this feeling of exclusivity.
Oh, interesting.
And they encourage people to buy just what they need.
Oh, I see. It taps into that
Yeah.
collector's mentality.
Right, you want something unique.
Special.
Exactly.
But it seems like these efforts are more about tweaking the system. What about more radical changes?
Yeah.
Could there be a shift away from just mass production?
Sure.
Towards, more sustainable practices?
That's a good question. Some experts are talking about alternatives to the commercial Ihomaki.
Oh, okay.
Encouraging people to make their own at home. If you do that, not only do you cut down on waste, but it might help people
appreciate the ingredients more.
Right.
In the process of making it.
It's more meaningful.
Yeah.
Right. It becomes an experience.
Exactly. Yeah. Instead of just, buying something.
Yeah. A mindless consumerist act. I like that. It brings back some of the agency and the creativity.
For sure.
But how do we get people to embrace these alternatives? Especially when, you have all the convenience and the allure of the mass-produced stuff.
That's the challenge.
Yeah.
It comes down to consumer awareness.
Okay.
The sources really emphasize educating people about the impact of their choices.
Okay.
Getting them to think about where their food comes from.
Right, and the consequences.
Exactly.
So it's all about empowering people to make more informed decisions.
Right.
Vote with their wallets, as they say.
That's it, yeah.
But this goes beyond just Ihomaki, though, right?
Totally.
It's about, this is a bigger issue.
Right, mindful consumption in a world with limited resources.
Totally.
And, environmental challenges.
Exactly. Ihomaki is just like a small example.
A microcosm.
Yeah, of this huge problem.
It really shows you the power of marketing to shape what we want.
Yeah.
And it shows us as consumers that we need to be more aware.
More conscious.
Of the impact of our choices, yeah.
For sure.
It's about moving beyond just mindless buying and thinking more consciously and sustainably about our relationship with food and traditions.
I like that.
So where does this leave our listener?
Right.
Clearly, they've been thinking about Ihomaki,
Yeah, they sent us all this stuff.
They have. What's the takeaway message for them?
Well, after hearing all of this about where it comes from, how it's marketed, all that, how do they want to approach this custom?
Yeah.
Going forward. It's really a personal choice.
Of course.
But hopefully one they'll make with a little bit more awareness now.
Right.
Maybe they'll pre-order their Ihomaki next time.
Yeah.
To cut down on the waste.
Right.
Maybe they'll try making it themselves.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could even be a fun family thing.
Yeah.
Or, maybe they'll just opt out completely. Find another way to celebrate Setsubun that fits their values better.
It's about making an informed choice.
Exactly.
That's what this deep dive's all about.
I think so.
We're not here to tell anybody what to think.
No.
But we want to give them the information
and
the tools
right.
so they can make their own choices.
Absolutely.
And hopefully thoughtful ones.
Informed ones, yeah.
Yeah, knowledge is powerful when you can actually use it, right?
That's right.
So to our listener out there, keep digging into this.
Yeah, learn more.
Maybe delve into Japanese food culture. The impact of marketing,
That's
the role of mindful consumption.
It's all connected.
It is. Think of this as a starting point.
Yeah.
It's been a great conversation.
It has.
And hopefully it inspired you to keep exploring.
Keep learning.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, this was fun.
On this journey into恵方巻き.
It was a good one.
Until next time, happy diving.
チャンネル登録お願いします。